is, any object which is extending beyond, protruding beyond the cutting edge will be trimmed out. Let's take another example, TR. TR is the command, and then this is a cutting edge, and here we have enter. So this is the lines that I want to trim. So it's very simple, very simple. And then now let's see what are the options over here. So now let's say you go with the trim. So this is the cutting edge, and here we have an option called fence. Fence is the selection of the object that you want to trim. So to explain it better, so I use an X line again, which I have taught you. So I have this X line option here, and I take the offset of the next line. So give you a very classical example how do I trim can be used in the X line. Okay, so let me have many X lines, and let me have an X line at an angle of 45 degree. So let's say offset. I'm taking some examples. Okay, so now fence. Fence is this object selection method. So here in the trim they have included cutting edges, this line, let's say extreme line, and enter. So if I say fence, draw the line, say it says specify first point of the fence line, and the fencing, the fence will be going over the object, and the object will be highlighted, or you can see that inactivated. It shows the selection. So wherever the fence line moves, that object will be trimmed. So again, you can have the F for fence, and then you can have the fence over here. Similarly, the crossing one. So when you have the trim, the cutting edge is this. So you have the crossing window. That means it says that any object which comes inside the crossing window will be trimmed. So here we see that this is the object, so it is trimmed. So this is the crossing window, it is trimmed. So how it goes? So now you have this object, and here we have the erase option. So erase option means you are erasing the line. For example, in the trim command, if you want to erase a line, you're not trimming. You can use erase option while using trim also, right? And let me put it like this. So I have Excel, and I have some horizontal lines, I have some vertical lines, and let's see what are the other options of trim. So here, so this is the cutting edge first of all, and then you have, so undo means if you have done something wrong, let's say you have erased it and you want to bring it back, right? So select object to erase, so you can click on it, it will be undone. So everything is there inside the command itself. The last option, the project, is for the 3D object and the edge option. Now let's see, it's a very interesting option. So edge option says that if there is a line which basically this is the cutting edge, but it is not intersecting the line. So if it would have been intersected, it would have been like this, and this is a cutting edge, and you can trim it from here. Can I trim this line from an apparent intersection of this line, of this cutting edge? I can do if I have, so this is the cutting edge. Now we have to see that this edge option, the mode is extended. If it is extended, I can trim it from here. But if the mode, so how can you see the mode? So in the trim option itself, you can see that the edge is having a mode. So if you select it and go to the edge option and you say, so how do I do? Trim, select, and the edge option, I go to the no extend. That means now I cannot trim the object which is not intersecting. So it is a safer option that many draftsmen use while trimming. So we can have more options like this. For example, there is some lines which are supposed to be apparently intersecting the cutting edge. So you have this trim option, cutting edge is this, press enter, and then you can have, if you see the edge option is extended, then a lot of objects can be trimmed. Now, some tips and tricks, some people use this. Suppose you have got a lot of objects in a drawing, and let's say if you're not, there are a lot of cutting edges. So in that case, you can press enter when you go for the command and you can say select all, and then just click on the objects that you want to trim. So this is the tips for enhancing the trim tool. Similarly, you have this extend option. So the trim is cutting the extra edges from the cutting edge. Extend is so you have got a line you want to extend. Let's say you have an arc and you want to extend, right? And you have the multiple lines. So extend, like in the trim we had cutting edge, here we have the boundary edge. So you have the boundary edge, press enter and select to the object that you want to extend, right? So here we are. So EX is the command. You can press EX for extend, or you can go in the modify menu and you can see that there are extend option along with the trim. So this is the extend option. So this is the boundary edge. Press enter and it will be done. Extend boundary edge, press enter, it will be extend. Okay, so this is how it works, and in the home tab itself you can find the extend tool in the drop down. So this is an extend. Sure, EX is the tool. Let's see if there are similar option in the extend that were in the trim tool. You have the extend command. This is the boundary edge, and then we have the fence. Fence means again select the lines you want to extend, right? So if you have more than one lines that you want to select to extend, so you can always have a boundary edge EX and use the fence tool, and you can always use the fence tool to extend. So you have to be very careful regarding the fence selection. Okay, so here also we have an option where I want to extend a line which is not intersecting. So here I have to go, let's say this is the boundary edge, and in the edge it should be extend option. If it is a no extend option, this will not be extended, but if you have the extend option, it will be extended, right? Now again, the shortcut is, let's say there are a lot of lines that you want to extend at a particular time. So extend, select all for the boundary edge, don't select any specific object, and then keep on extending the line that you want to do. So here I complete the extend option, then I come to the next option is the lengthening option, then I'll go to the stretch option, and then I'll go to the mirror option and break option. So lengthening option is let's say if you want to increase or decrease the length. Let's say if I have a line or arc, right, or a polyline or whatever I have. So I want to know the length and then I want to increase the length. So LEN is the tool that you can do. So how I can go with the other tools? So check here. So you have this lengthen option here, right? So we'll be doing the mirror also. So you have in the modify that there is in the home tab, modify panel, there's a lengthen command, or you can go with the lengthen tool. So there are options like delta option, total option, dynamic option, and percent option. Explain you one by one. So for example, I go with the lengthen tool, select an object to measure. So this is the current length. So current length is 932. So now let's say if I want to increase the length from 932 and make it 1000. So I go with the total. Total option is selected where you want the total length to be achieved. So let's say the total length to be achieved is 1000. So select the object and the object will change to 1000. Similarly, I want to go with the arc length. So current arc length is, let's say 86, and I want to achieve a length of, let's say 200. So press enter. So let me go. So you have the current length of the arc is 1249. Sorry, included angle is 86. So we can also have the included angle over here. So let's say, and I want to have the total length as 100,000. So you can select it, and the total length comes to here. Now we can also achieve the angle over here for the arc. So if you have the lengthen option, select it, the angle is 69 and the total angle you want to achieve is, let's say, 90 degree. So if you select it, the arc will change. Let me come back to it. LEN. So total angle is, let's say, check the angle is 69, include angle is 69. So you go with total and say angle and say total angle I want to achieve is 90 degree. Select the object, the change, it will change because the initial angle was less than 90 degree. Now you want to have, there's another arc, you want to make it 90 degree included option. So you have this, let's say whatever be the angle is, so you go to the lengthen and say total that you want to change is, let's say, angle. E for angle, you want to change it to, let's say, 90 degree. Enter, select it, it will be changed to 90 degree. So this is the option for the total in the lengthen option. Then you have the delta option. Delta means how much change you want. For example, the length of it is 1000. I want to increase 50 units or 100 units in this direction. So delta option is how much you want to increase. Let's say 100 I want to increase. Keep on clicking it, it will increase by 100 units. Similarly, for the arc, you keep on changing it till the 100 units will be added. So delta is a change in length. So if you want to reduce it, so you can go with delta and say I want to reduce it by minus 100. That means there will be a reduction of 100 units every time you click on the screen. So if you click on the other side, it will be reduced from that particular point. So you can see that this is the delta option. So you can make it for the arc angle also. So you have the delta option and angle. Let's say delta angle is 45 degree. So you will change it by 45 degree every time you click. So the total angle will be increasing by 45. Okay, increasing by 45 degree every time you click. So you have this lengthen option. The last option, two options are there. Percentage. So let's say I want to increase the percent. The current is 900. I want to decrease it half. So I say the percentage option over here, I want to make it a 50%. So it will be reduced to half. So every time you click, the length will be reduced by half. So you can check the length. It's 112. Now if you want to double it, so you say 200%. So it will keep on doubling every time you click on it. So it will keep on doubling every time you click on it. It will keep on doubling every time you click on it. It will keep on doubling every time you click on it. So this is the percentage option. If you have anything below 100, it will reduce. Anything above 100 will be increased. Okay. Now is the dynamic option. It is something that I use sometimes. So you can just click on it to increase the length as you wish. Right. So this is the dynamic option. So with this, I'm sure you have understood the lengthen tool. We will do some application later on with the structure like changing a rebar length or changing the length of a column or a beam or something that we want to achieve, or a wall length. So we use it regularly in a civil drafting scenario. So here after that, once we did the lengthen option, now mirror option. This is you can get this mirror option from the modify panel. MI is the command. So the command MI, so I go to the AutoCAD. So mirror is basically, let's say if you have some symmetrical object, right? I create a, let's say for example, I create this option and I want to have the same symmetrical option in the other side. So I go for a mirror MI. So mirror is a replica of one object in a particular axis. So let's say I select the object and then say first point of mirror line, and then depending upon where I put the second point, the mirror will be happening. So here, so in the mirror, then you have this erase the source object. I say no. So in this, what will happen? Both of them will remain. So what is happening? Let's say if I have a mirror line over here, let's say, and I have some object over here. Let's say, right. So this is a mirror line. So we'll be having different mirror lines. So if I have a MI command and I select it and I select these 2 points, first point of the mirror line and second, you see that equal distance from the mirror line will be there. So I say no. Similarly, if I want to have the mirror line at this axis, so mi is the mirror command. Select these two objects that you have created. So now you can have the mirror in the, and say, if you say yes, the other one will be erased, right? So this is how you create. Now let's say if you are creating some line object, and you can always have a mirror in a particular inclination. So mi, so this is it. So I want to create it here. So this is, so now mi mirror tool, this is the mirror line, and you say no. So this object will be created like this. So it is a very interesting option. So you can get it from the modify, and you have this icon of the mirror here, and also the modified panel of the home tab. So here you have this some tools over here. So here is the mirror tool. So what will happen if I have a text, let's say, written over here? So let's say if I write a text height, and I write let's say, so I write skill. So let's say if I want to mirror this, so if I have a mirror of this, let's say, and I take an axis over here, so it is not mirroring over here. So it is exactly getting copied. So there's a tool called, there's a command, mer text command, where if you put it 1 over here, system variable, and now if you mirror it, this text, so it will be mirrored in opposite direction. So mer text, mirrtext, and the value is 0 and 1. So I have mentioned it here, so you can see that the mer text command system variable is there. For breaking an object, let's say if there is a line over here, and there are certain points, so I can put a point over here at this point. So I want to create a long line, let's say. Then I'll go with the command also. So DDP type, let's see what is the size of the, let's say, point size, let's say 2 units. So let's say I create some point at the, so I will go with the nearest option. So here there is 1 point, and here I want to break the line from this node. I want to break it here, I want to break it here. So I will go with the break tool. So where do I get the break tool? So here we have extend, we have this fillet, and you need to find out the break tool where it is. So break tool comes up with 2 points. One is break between 2 points and break at a point. Now this is the break between 2 points. So you take a break. So you cannot select it by window selection. So you have to select the line that you want to break. The first breakpoint is this point, and the second breakpoint is so what happens actually, the moment you click on it, it arbitrarily finishes the command. So you have to be very careful of what you're doing. So now let's say BR is the tool. So here when you select the object, so you have to go with the first point. So you have this first point, you have the second point. You can see that the line is broken into, so in the point style I'm putting into a point into 2 points. Now if I know the angle of it, let's say there is a line and there is another line, I want to break this line from this point. First point is this, and the second point is at the rate, let's say at a particular distance, let's say 3 units or 4 units. So let me measure the length first, so that I can give you a proper, this is a 22.3, and this is, the first point is at a distance of, let's say, right, 55.6. So now you have the break command. Break command comes with BR. So between 2 points, so you go with the first point. The first break point is this, and the second break point is at the rate 3.5, 0. So now you can see it exactly at a distance of 3.5 units from the point in x-axis, the line breaks. So now you have got 2 entities over here. But if you want to break the line from a particular point without the gap, so you can say BR. Okay, now here is another crux. So there is a tool over here, break at a single point, select the object, and select the first breakpoint, automatically the second breakpoint becomes at the rate, and here it is broken from the point. Again, if you're using a break command, so let's say I'm just undoing it, so that so I want to break this from this particular point, and so you go with the breakpoint and select the object. First point is this, and you want to break it from this particular point. The second breakpoint, you press at the rate. That means first and second are equal. So here comes the relevance of the at the rate. Only pressing the at the rate, what will happen? It will go to the previous point that was selected, right? So now you break it from these 2 points. Now I'll give you an example of what at the rate is. So we'll discuss it later. Okay, so this is something that you have broken it from 2 points. Right, now if you want to join this broken points, so you can have a join tool. So you can join, select this object, this object will be joined. So join tool is when you break an object at a particular point, or there are different segments of object that you want to join. So you have a 1 segment, 2 segment, 3 segment, and 4. So you can have a join tool, and then you can always join at a particular point. Now next, coming to it, so we did a break, and you can see that. So divide is done, joining. Okay, so you can join lines, polyline, ellipse, and everything. So we have done with the session 3, that's the week 3. So some tips, like for example, if you select some tips, like when you're selecting an object, so if you say erase all, means all objects will be erased. If you say E and if you say L over here, the last object that is created will be selected. And now you can see that if you move this, right, so here the last object is created is this circle, and the previous object selected is this circle. So if you say erase P, that means the previous selected object will be selected. So now this is something. And if you say erase last, means the last object created will be selected. And now if you can say erase all objects will be selected. So select object, you can use P and L and all. And apart from that, there's a fence option that you've learned in trim. You can use it in the selection also. Let's say erase, and if you say F over here, so you can create a fence of the fence line for the selection. So press enter. So all objects will be selected. Thank you for the session 3, and I will be sharing some hands-on of session 3 with you, so that we can do some practical work